Jasper will soon be Indiana's first gigacity. We'll tell you more about that. Plus, the DuBois County Community Foundation had a strong 2014, and the SIRS program is the topic on tonight's edition of Inform. All of that and much more is up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Hello, I'm Bradford Raths. The city of Jasper will soon be on the cutting edge of technology as Indiana's first gigacity. This morning, Jasper city officials, area leaders, and officials with Smithville Telecom announced plans to start a total fiber installation citywide. The Monroe County-based Smithville Telecom will partner with the city for this installation, which will take place over a 3-year period. Now, the new network will be a full gigabit fiber network. Gigabit networks are up to 1,000 times faster than the traditional 1 megabit networks. For instance, a full high-definition movie would be able to be downloaded in 30 to 50 seconds with the new gigabit system, whereas traditional bandwidths take much longer. The system also will feature in-home gigabit wireless router connectivity, and the installation will be a true fiber-to-the-premise or FTTP installation with no traditional copper-based or coaxial cable needed. Jasper Mayor Terry Seitz says the decision will have a positive long-term impact for the city.
Ultimately, the decision by the City of Jasper to leverage fiber service to our municipal departments into a complete extension of fiber throughout the community will create opportunities that propel our residents, schools, and companies to even higher levels of success. As technology becomes more immersed into our society, I believe what we are announcing today will truly enable us to accomplish things beyond our wildest imagination in the future. In other words, we haven't begun to make this work yet.
Smithville officials say the Gigacity project will also future-proof the city for the next wave of technology. That wave is expected to include UHD television, seamless high-speed cloud computing, and new gigabit-required complex applications for big data. Colin McCarty is the president of Smithville Telecom. He says there are a lot of different benefits to the gigabit technology.
Of course, having a gigabit connectivity does mean having access to very high speeds, but it means much more than that. Many new applications for smart homes, for education, for advanced healthcare, for improved business productivity are all in development for fiber-based gigabit connectivity.
Now, the idea for the build-out started about 2 years ago. The original intent was to replace phone and internet systems at Jasper City buildings, but it was later expanded to include the entire city. Now, the build-out is being done at no cost to the taxpayer. Smithville is making a significant private investment through an endowment at the DuBois County Community Foundation for this project. Community Foundation CEO Brad Ward was on hand this morning. He says Smithville's commitment reaches far beyond this project.
They created the Better Together endowment so that we could create a nonprofit series to give that professional development, give that training and assistance to our local charities on a regular, ongoing, perpetual basis. You don't make those kinds of commitments if you don't have the type of tradition, the values, and the intentions to be truly part of that community.
The build-out is expected to be complete sometime in 2018. For more information, you can go online to jasper.smithville.com. Speaking of the DuBois County Community Foundation, 2014 turned out to be a pretty good year for them. The foundation says it ended the year with $2.4 million in contributions and grants. The total market value came out to more than $27.4 million. Local giving remained steady last year. The returns on investment came out to 7%. The biggest increase came in the form of grant making last year. The foundation provided more than 350 grants totaling nearly $700,000. Those figures also include 55 student scholarships and more than 150 nonprofit agencies and organizations that received grants. On another note, 24 new permanent endowments were established through the foundation last year, and these were done by local individuals and businesses aiming to support a wide range of charitable causes across DuBois County. Some key projects the foundation took on were growing funds for ventures like the Stellar Communities designation for Huntingburg, repurposing Jasper's Astra Theater, and community funds for St. Anthony, Ferdinand, and Ireland. Now, the St. Anthony Endowment will go towards charitable community projects to keep that town viable long into the future. Nicole Hurley is the communications manager for the Du Bois County Community Foundation. She says the involvement of area companies will be key to continuing the foundation's recent run of success.
They are instrumental in the quality of life, quality of place, because these corporate partners are the ones that are supporting the nonprofits such as the Community Foundation to really make a difference here and improve that quality of place. So we will continue to work with our community, our corporate community.
Other gifts came from estates to fund things like playgrounds for parks and county's unincorporated towns. The first recipient of one of those was Du Bois. Estate gifts made up more than a quarter of the total contributions to the foundation last year. Now, going forward, the Community Foundation is encouraging more people to give. Nationwide, community foundations have been asking Americans to consider donating 5% of their income either to charities or faith-based organizations every year. That would double the current national average, which is at about 1.8%. Finally this evening, the time has come for the town of Ferdinand to begin work on its future in a couple of different areas. Town officials have already begun discussions on how to do the next comprehensive plan. The current plan was adopted in 2008 and was laid out for 10 years into the future from that time. The previous plan included a community profile, an action plan, and a map showing areas where future growth in town would be feasible. Now, Town Council President Ken Seacard says there is no need to redo most of the work of that previous plan. Instead, the town will be working with an Evansville-based facilitator to come up with more of an action plan. Seacard says any new plans would include a handful of specific projects to get done, who would be involved in doing those projects, and dates to get objectives achieved. Seacard is hopeful that different groups of people in the community get involved, such as high school students and other organizations. He says this next plan is a key part of how Ferdinand develops into the future.
We're looking for, where else can the town go? What else do people want us to do? The three of us on the council, yeah, we got some ideas, but we want to make sure we're covering everybody. So this is a good way. We were thrilled to death when the last group, when we had that final last meeting, we had 140, 150 people in a room talking about the town and the future of the town. And we just want to see where we're at and what else is out there that we can go after.
Seacard says there will be several public input sessions before any plan is drafted. Now, another part of the future will be renovations to Ferdinand Town Hall. The town moved into the building in 2000. The building, which previously housed a bank, has been largely untouched with the exception of smaller projects such as a new parking lot and new doors. Seacard says the timing is now right to make improvements.
It's time for us to kind of upgrade, and we've got some nice ideas that we've got from one of the local businesses here in town. And our next step is, okay, we've got some money in the budget for it. Does it meet it? And if it does, we're going to try to fix our building up just a little bit better on the outside.
Initial drawings of the renovation were unveiled during Tuesday night's town council meeting. Those drawings were put together by Universal Design. All right, coming up after the break, your local forecast, sports with Kurt Guxell, and Inform. That's all up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Local people watching local people.